Hello and welcome to Crusading Through Part 3. I'm Jim.
I'm Sam.
And today, we're talking about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stardust Crusaders manga. Sam and I are reading it.
Arc by arc.
Arc by arc, thank you.
Yes.
This week we are talking about The Lovers.
Part 1 through 6. Chapter 160 to 165, I believe.
So, reading along at home, read those, come back, and then you can listen to our fun discussion. With Steely Dan.
Dan of Steel.
As
they call in America.
Is that really what they call him?
I'm pretty sure his Dan of Steel is his translated name.
That's very funny.
Because he can't use Steely Dan.
Sad. So.
Overall?
Yeah, what do you think of this one?
Very fun arc. It's a shame the sun is next.
I feel like, I can't remember, because it's been a long time since we recorded a few of these, but I can't remember. There was a few
Not as long as others. This is actually very, very quick.
Yeah, we're starting to pick up the pace. But there was one arc I remember reading kind of recently, quotes, that was really good, and I really liked it compared to when I watched the anime initially. Mm-hmm. And this one for me is like probably one of my favorites. I loved reading this. It was so much better than Justice.
Oh yeah,
I hated Justice in hindsight.
Justice is more of a gag.
JoJo just does a big suck.
Justice's first part is like it's a mystery, and then you know the mystery, like, and then it just becomes gags, and then it becomes Jotaro, using bullshit Star Platinum shit. Where this one, Jotaro is fucking great in this.
This is honestly,
this is like, I think Araki had like an idea for a great one-liner in like a story, and just like made this entirely after, like, based off that one-liner he had.
Yes, like the way that he uses the characters in this arc is like perfect.
Everybody's used. It's a great use of the ensemble that's here right now.
Yeah, and I think it's really rare because especially when Abdul's in the group, it's really hard for them to all do something.
It's hard to not have an arc. How can we not solve this problem, which is burning the fucking stand alive? Mm-hmm. Or like, we can't use your fire stand because you're in an enclosed area kind of like reasoning.
It also just feels so like dire. Like this is like the most
dire straits
intense.
Not in here.
This is like one of the more like it feels like there are real stakes.
You have 10 minutes is the stakes of this, and you use some bullshit stand signs, which we'll get to.
We'll get to it. But yeah, I really enjoyed this chapter. Steely Dan, he's like one of my favorites. Fucking love Steely Dan.
Yes.
To me, he stands out like, I forget the guy, but
nice pun.
Oh. Damn it. I feel like I always accidentally say Stan. He kind of reminds me of what's his name? The Enigma stand user from part 4.
Oh, yeah, the paper?
Yeah, a guy that just comes out of nowhere and is just super fucking cool, and he's just gone as quickly as he comes in, but he has such a presence, and like he's so threatening.
Of just nonstop harassing our main character.
Yeah. So I kind of got like a little reflection of that.
That's a good a good comparison. I had the one last one, you had this one. So we're basically like just like in typical part 3 fashion, the first part the first half, like the first part of like an arc, is just the epilogue of the last arc, where they just have like Enya like in there, like we're gonna bring her with us, and also we just find out her stand just made a town.
Yes. So,
which I guess so. It made like it made those medics that carried away the dead body on like a gurney, which I guess it had in the graveyard, or they just the stand generated. So there's like the hotel as well. In the bathroom?
Prior to this chapter, our understanding of the stand was that it could, when it hurt you, it could control you. But now, she can, like, reanimate corpses.
And make a city.
And, create
and don't forget, Ponar licked a toilet with shit on it. So was it Enya's shit? Was it Enya's shit? Was it the shit accumulated from when on the bodies? Left over in the bodies?
This is one of the weirder, like, this is like strength levels of like weird stand things happening.
I get they just want to have a reason why they just didn't have a vehicle after they got carjacked by a whole horse who lived.
I guess so. I mean, I like the idea of like Enya being like a really powerful stand user, like literally creating a city.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. But at the same time, it is just like, what? Like, it just feels like Araki had the idea of like, oh, it'd be cool if we ended it in like a graveyard. So he just does it. He just does it.
Instead of just having an image of a ghost town would have been really cool too, but... Sure.
But the fact that it is literally a graveyard, that is like, yeah, as you said, like a ghost town would have been better, I think.
Also, Polnareff at one point says Enya's faster than FloJo.
Yes, so I looked that up.
Okay.
So Florence Johnson, I think her name.
Was that a timely Olympic athlete?
Yes.
Okay.
She was, I believe, the fastest woman alive.
The Usain Bolt of the 80s, I guess?
Yes, the female Usain Bolt. I think her name's Florence. Florence Griffin Joyner, sorry. So she was known as FloJo. She's the fastest woman of all time.
Oh, okay.
Wow, so the record she set in 1988...
Was she American?
Yes, she was born in Los Angeles.
Okay.
So, yeah, the record she set in 1988 still stands to this day.
Oh, neat.
For both 100 and 200 meters.
Nice.
Damn.
Usain Bolt's gonna make a time machine just to go back there and race her.
So this reference is still relevant.
Good.
this Polnareff joke, which normally they're not relevant at all.
No.
Like, there was a bunch last arc that were, like, really weird. But yeah, good job, Polnareff.
Yeah. This old lady was faster than her. Good job, Enya. And your clumsiness of tripping over Jotaro's ankle. So it is a smart thing of like, okay, we're gonna take her because we need info on Dio and the stands that are after us. Like, okay, that's smart thing.
Sure.
You'll find, and like I like how they like, oh, we use Hermit Purple just to read her mind. Like, we don't have to interrogate her. Like, we can literally just break.
I think that's probably the other reason why too, because they wanted to get them out of the town so that
there's no TVs in there.
No TVs, yeah. I think that's probably why he did this.
I guess so.
Also, just the creepiness of like having the
ghost.
Yeah, having like the mist go away and there's all those gravestones and just skeletons. Yeah,
skeletons of the bearded man because the beard remains when your corpse goes back to normal.
I mean,
sure.
Yeah, why not?
So also, a whole horse steals their car, which is hilarious. It gives them a warning.
It's one of these scenes that I love where the character's driving away and he says like 10 sentences
to
them as
bitch.
he's driving away. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, he also gives like a warning of just like, you should kill her now kind of thing. But that warning means nothing when she's gonna be dead in the
mere minutes.
Also, the gang they're just deserted in a ghost town and just get a wagon.
It's so hilarious. It is the most ornate fucking wagon, and it's pulled by a horse. There's like so much gold adorning.
Even if they just found the wagon, it would be hilarious just to have like Star Platinum, like them sitting in a wagon with Star Platinum just pushing it because their stands probably could.
Yes.
But yeah, they just have a wagon. We get haggling 101 for doner kebab, aka the hamburger of the Middle East.
So wait, okay, before we do that, I just want to say...
Or doner kebabs.
I love... There's so many images of Enya sleeping, and it's so funny that Araki keeps drawing her with like this very like serene expression. It just makes me laugh.
I mean, we got to the part where she wakes up and she has like the fucking blanks, like horrifying face. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we get haggling 101.
I do want to talk about doner kebabs. So...
Yes.
Doner kebab,
yes,
actually technically invented in Germany.
Okay.
Funny thing that.
And it just got to the Middle East. So you don't eat the kebab. You just slice the meat off and put it in between bread and make it like a sandwich.
Yes, so that's where like, because it's something that's super like common all over Europe. You can get a kebab everywhere.
The meat's just on a kebab and they just slice it.
Yeah, it's on a spit or a skewer, and then so yeah, when they put it in like a pita.
Okay.
And then they call it like a kebab, or. They call it a kebab, I think, in like Germany.
Yeah.
But it was when I lived in Austria. It was like everywhere. You get them everywhere. They're super cheap. They're like the ultimate street food. You see them super late at night. I love them.
How would you rate Joseph's haggling then? Because they said, because obvious foreigners, we're just gonna rip them off.
I also love this scene. This is one of those like total Araki just loving talking about like an encounter that he had.
Yes, exactly.
So this scene, I love. This is so charming.
It's like
this whole scene
we get these in
so
part
charming.
8 still, and I love when he does these things.
Yeah, it just shows like how enthusiastic he is about something, and he just loves
the little
share
things.
Yeah,
little things he encountered on his adventures, or like things he learned from like other I guess like tour guides or something like that.
It's so endearing, and this scene is also hilarious because, like, I love how it's kind of undercuts Joseph here. Like, Joseph thinks he's being so smart.
Yeah, but this is something in Joseph's character too, from like part 2, where he would try to like get a good price on everything. And, like, haggle his. Maybe more old Joseph, but he's more mature now. Where young Joseph probably would have like stolen from them, or like make them start a fight and then beat them up and take the kebabs.
I think this is also really smart too because we don't even know this. Like, I forgot this until I read it. He's talking to Steely Dan here. So, like, it's already pairing Joseph with Steely Dan in this arc, which is like, great. It's perfect.
The fact that he is just like, oh yeah, I already replaced the shopkeep.
It's hilarious.
So, but yeah, then Enya is just horribly like getting mutilated by the tentacles of the. So it's a flesh cell, not really a flesh bulb.
So the translation that I was reading, which is the Colored Adventure,
yes,
said spore. They used the word spore.
It was like it's like a Dio cell, but like
I'm very confused as why they chose the word spore.
The bulb is for. And this wasn't in Enya's head because it's something that he placed in there.
Yeah.
And it's just more so he has I guess the stand or Steely Dan just has like a case of Dio cells or Dio spores. I don't know where he's keeping him.
They have to be kept in a dark place.
He has multiple of them because
Diosporin. Oh yeah, he did have multiple.
He had to have multiple spores on him.
Interesting.
So yeah, he just the Dio thing spore just destroys her freaking head and she refuses to tell them any info.
So I was like I always the fun thing I try and do when I read these is like I'm trying to figure out what are the influences here. Mm-hmm. And I know we already saw the Flesh Bud thing before, and it kind of looked the same. But I just happened to watch this movie recently. Kind of reminded me of The Thing.
I did write down what the maybe reference of the movie.
Is it Inner Space?
Yes.
Okay, because Inner Space makes more sense.
It's based on Inner Space, Inner Space is based off a movie from '66 called Fantastic Voyage.
Yes.
So,
but because my like I see it kind of in two ways with The Thing.
Yeah.
Because in The Thing, like the Thing, when it is like assimilating, it shoots out all these tentacles everywhere that are like tiny. They're like thin and red.
And we also see tentacles back when they were trying to get rid of the flesh
That's true.
bulbs as well. So tentacles is not a new thing. It was something that it had.
The other thing though is like later on when we see Steely Dan is able to use like brain matter. He uses like
he uses brain cells.
Brain cells to like create more of him, which is like how the thing works.
Or shadow clones, essentially.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know. That to me, I got a little bit of Thing. I wonder if Rocky's seen The Thing.
I never watched Inner Space.
I only know it from parodies. Like I remember being a kid, and, like Rugrats did a parody.
Really?
Of it. Like so many. It's one of those things that like a million things have done parodies of Inner Space.
But you never actually see it.
Nope, never. Because yeah, the whole premise is it's like a bunch of people that shrink down to go inside a guy's body to save him. Yeah. And then there's like, I think it's the iconic scene is like they go into a big room and they get like blasted with light or something.
Like Osmosis Jones.
Yes.
And
exactly like Osmosis Jones.
And what's that fucking anime? Does that work?
Ozzy and Drix, yes.
Ozzy and Drix. So then we learned that this is a reflex stand where like any damage you do to Steely Dan is just gonna be done to whoever his stand is inside of. Which is great.
It's so great because, like...
It's the best way to counter Polnareff and Jotaro.
Yeah.
Essentially.
And it's also hilarious to me, too. Like, this is another great little Jotaro moment where Jotaro doesn't let him finish explaining. And it's to Jotaro's detriment because he doesn't learn that, like, oh, he's actually hurting Joseph here.
It's totally a Jotaro in character, too. It's so good. And then Celia just punches a child that he punched in the shin earlier with a broom.
For me, in part 3, this is like Jotaro at his best.
Yes.
Maybe this and like, of course, the Dio fight at the
when
end,
he's being a fucking like nerd about wanting to get this one thing done really bad. It's great.
So good. Okay, so
this is just to get up the thing that Steely Dan is bad, man. He just gotta punch a child.
It's so fun. I love the part when he's like, "Hey kid, hit me with that broom as hard as you can," and then he hits him twice.
And just like the pain tolerance that Steely Dan has is phenomenal.
So I'm assuming he is actually getting hurt here, right?
I'm assuming so, because
it doesn't seem like it's not being
says
negated.
Is just like whatever he does to him, the lovers will attack the brain in a way that reflects that pain.
It's really weird that it's described that way because it could just be like it just could be the stand's power to reflect it, but no, it's literally like the lovers can only do it if it hits him. It's really funny.
So it's like a weird like crab or shrimp, or is it a weird like looking stand?
I really like the way this one looks. The one thing, and this is the colored adventure, so like these are the Shueisha colors. I wish they hadn't made it the same color as the brain matter.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. Also, brains aren't pink. Brains are gray.
Shut up.
So they call it gray matter.
Shut up. So the one thing that I call bullshit on Steely Dan is he says his lovers is the weakest stand ever.
I was going to bring that up, yes.
I was wrong next to that line.
This is an incredibly powerful stand. It's extremely fast.
And also, you think of, like, so we have, Oingo, or the face disguise one, that's all his stand is.
Yeah.
We have the vampire with, like, the woman body on the back that is probably there at the mansion. Like, Even in future parts, there are weaker stands than
like
this.
the meme is like Survivor. Like Dio himself believes that Survivor is the weakest stand, which is also like not true.
It was so
any stand can be used in like a really strong.
Yeah,
I mean, he might mean like physically weakest, but even then,
what's it called? Talking Heads. Just alone. Not saying to paired up. This is alone. That like Highway to Hell alone maybe, but it can be used. Like there's so many worse ones.
It's really funny because this is honestly one of the most OP stands, especially the way that he uses it.
A stand that counters a group of people that are like hunting you.
And honestly, like reading this, like because I've obviously already read or watched the anime. Reading this, it does feel like there is like real stakes here. Like it really does feel like Joseph could die. Just the idea that he has like a thing in his brain.
You have 10 minutes and he's new stand science. Because they go to a bunch of TV shop, which eventually they do have to leave the TV shop, which is hilarious because Joseph gets tickled by a back massage, which is hilarious.
Oh, wait, sorry. There's one moment that I think we skipped over. So there's a part where Enya's whole face explodes because she's being
black.
She's being betrayed by Dio, or because whatever.
Yeah.
And then Joseph is like, come on, Enya, Dio doesn't trust you. Just tell us what his power is. And she's like, never.
Did I die?
She fucking dies. She believes in Dio so hard, she dies.
Like, so Dio's my reason to live. And just like, man, Dio just like wraps everybody in so easily.
Dio, it's even though Dio is so absent for like the first entire half, not even like the first whole story.
His influence is just felt.
Yes, exactly.
All you needed for the part 1 to understand Dio's character, and you're like, okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. Which is a great thing to do for a villain you're saving to the very end.
Yeah.
And like rarely teasing.
It's a good way to use Enya, because I think last time we complained that Enya feels like she's brought up really quick. Like she should be like a further boss down the line.
Like a boss, like the mansion boss.
Yeah. Because she's like Dio's right hand woman.
Just like, because they go to Cairo and be like, okay, she can set up all of these like spirits from like ancient fucking Egypt kind of thing, like buried underneath all the slaves that died building the pyramids. Like this.
Ooh, damn.
Like she has a potential of what you could do. Like imagine like Enya pet shop and what's it called? Darby, the younger Darby.
If only she hadn't been so mentally distraught from the death of her son.
And just bumbling her way through her arc. Like, so it's also like it's like probably the longest range stand they're dealing with so far.
Yeah, doesn't he say it can go up to like hundreds of kilometers?
Yeah, and he can like see what they're up to as well. It reminded me of like Wonder Review does, where he can like kind of see what's going on of his end.
Yeah,
from like it's like that kind of like level of like master like the stand user in and stand itself, which I thought okay, that's actually pretty interesting that he can like kind of get a gist of what's going on. And so they use a TV with Hermit Purple to I guess give him a camera shot of lovers in the brain. And so the stands can shrink using stand energy. So does this potential mean stands can just be massive if you have enough stand energy?
That's like that was immediately where my brain went.
Could Bad Company just easily have a real tank-sized tank if you use enough stand energy to like just focus on one tank?
I don't see why not.
Could Killer Queen just be giant, just step on everything and explode stuff underneath?
I mean, clearly we know the answer is that Araki has no interest in delving into this.
Could Aerosmith just be a giant fucking plane that could have got them instead of taking an actual plane?
Whoa. I didn't think about that. They have to sit next to Smith's on.
And just like, there's like so many potential. Like, I would leave your comment of what a giant or smaller version of a stand and just how useful it would have been.
Harvest could literally like level a fucking continent if he just made a bunch of big ones.
Wario's running of the bulls be like running of Harvest. Like, just think of like there's a potential, like Vanilla Ice, big or cream, just bigger.
Literally, it could just devour like city blocks.
Literally unstoppable. Scary monster just be a bigger dinosaur. Just thinking about it.
But it clearly is something that Araki has no interest in ever delving into again. Like, he just had an idea for how this fight was going to go, and that was it. Like, he didn't care about using this further.
White Snake bigger, but with a bazooka instead of a gun. So yeah, just stupid things to think about. Those things that keep you up at night. So Lovers is this very fucking the weakest stand. His thing is very small, like very fast and very like can just probably go smaller.
Once again, I'm gonna be so annoyed at like Polnareff is supposed to be like an A in speed, and he's losing to Lovers.
The weakest stand ever. Okay, also
I'm so angry.
And, also just like as like the versatility of the stand can use, as we see, because like it's can disguise itself as other people and other stands, like, and the voice, and you could just like do whatever.
To me, that is like the one element that is like a little too much. Even if it was just the cloning himself thing, the fact that he disguises himself perfectly as Hierophant Green is weird.
And just fucks up Polnareff completely to have to make a retreat.
Yeah, I just to me that's like very strange.
The power scaling is all over the place for it. For someone declaring it is the weakest stand ever.
That is, for me though, that's like the one little weird bit where like every time it cut back to Jotaro, I was enthralled.
Also the size, what you think, because as we see when Jotaro catches it, remember the size of the Lovers. It's like microscopic.
Literally. Yes, literally. I think it does shrink when it goes into the ear. Like, maybe? I think, because...
he still caught it when it wasn't going, he just barely caught in the ear and didn't grow.
Well, Sam, Star Platinum has great eyesight.
Of course, its standability is great eyesight. Not anything else. And really fast punches.
It's literally just spider sense. That is what the Star Platinum's ability is. It's just having spider sense.
He has special eyes. So, yeah. The Jotaro my favorite part is like stands to sees like Jotaro writing down shit in a book. My favorite part.
There's so many. We can just go like we don't have to go over every single thing that he does, but the fact that Jotaro starts writing the book and like he uses psychological warfare to get inside Steely Dan's head, even though he is like no power, it's so good. It's just like Italian chef kissing.
I'm just writing down all the bullshit you did. It's so good. It's just like, and it's just setting up for the one-liner. Like he's the giant nerd that Jotaro is. So. Lovers, like I said, Lovers are quick, can use brain cells. Luckily, your brain cells can, like, regenerate. Not like you just made, like, just use... Like, I wonder how many brain cells did he actually use in this arc, or where Joseph is still not feeling any different, like...
Joseph forgot all about Lisa.
He
forgot all about, like, part 2 in this arc.
It's like the orb confusion going on, like... No, he actually mentions the poison rings from cars in this.
I do like that.
Yeah, I just like you didn't forget that.
That was before the fight happened.
Oh, he lost all the memories of the Nazi he tied up on a cactus at one time. He forgot about Stroheim.
That guy just died. That guy just died in the desert.
Good.
I mean, yes, good.
He was an assassin.
It's hilarious that like Joseph is just a murderer. Like we love it.
I mean, if we look at the kill counters on all of our characters, like of actual human characters they've killed. It's pretty high. Joseph's got
to be really high, right?
He fucked up a lot of people, and
he threw grenades into a restaurant.
I will count the people that turned into a vampire, like to fight him, or essentially like. And he killed a good amount of Nazis. I mean, he
good.
Good. So yeah, I'm pretty sure Giorno has the highest. Maybe Johnny or Giorno has the highest.
It's gotta be Johnny,
count.
Right?
I believe it's Johnny.
It's got to be Johnny.
Johnny and Giorno had... no, I guess no, because Giorno wouldn't have, because everybody else would just, like, also had to kill in that part.
Yeah. Where it's Johnny, it's like he has the murderous intent.
It's him or what's it called, Gyro, for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So, and do you count rock humans as
humans?
As humans
no.
Counts? Because Gaffy killed a good bunch of them.
Pretty much the second he meets one.
I don't like that. Get him out. He smashes Damo's head in the middle of the street. So yes, all that shit. Jotaro's just laughing with excitement, which is also great. He's like losing his cool just how excited he is of just gonna beat the shit out of him.
This also is such a great moment too, because it shows how much Jotaro trusts his friends.
Yes, he just has such a fucking like boner for just or non-stop people. It's so good.
Is this before or after the whole shop scene? Is that before? Because like I do really like the shoplifting scene because
I think it might be around. It's around there. Around time.
Okay, so yeah, Steely Dan brings Jotaro into a jewelry store, and he's like basically like forces him to shoplift. And strangely, so okay, I just want to point this out because it bugs me. It annoys me. So we learn that when Polnareff and Kakyoin are shrinking their stands down, they can't just like phase through. They have to physically cut open one of the blood vessels so they can get inside his brain, inside Joseph's brain.
Which we learn later in this part, that's not true either.
In this chapter, it's not true.
Yes.
So Steely Dan is like, Jotaro, steal that necklace with your stand. We see the hand of Star Platinum go through the glass and pull it out, like because there's like a little slit that he's able to reach through. But I'm just like, come on.
Don't forget, like Jotaro was like stopped his heart through his body.
Yes.
Bruno did the same thing with. I mean, like he had to like cut himself up. He probably phased through himself and stuff.
That's like. And the way that it's done in the manga is like less ambiguous because in the anime they like show it
zippering
a little clearer where it looks like he actually is like cutting through whatever. But no, I kind of agree. Like, but this is literally like if you look
like
at the
unless
panel,
you have like diver down, like you shouldn't be able to have this shit of like going through stuff like that.
Like I'm showing Sam Star Platinum's hand literally just phasing through
the
glass.
Through there and then just pulls it out of the grate normally. Like unless it's like for the show, like maybe he had like got it out, made it physical again, and it's weird.
It's so funny to me that like stand rules can be this inconsistent. Of course, how we're supposed to believe stands work. Stands are physical objects. Stands do get affected by things. This is just a weird Star Platinum thing happening. Because remember in the Wheel of Fortune fight, there's a part where Jotaro like calls Star Platinum as they crash into the truck, and the truck hits Star Platinum so that they don't get hurt.
Yeah.
So like,
because
so what we're supposed to assume is that stands are like they're tangible. They cannot phase through things. Even though in part 3 we've seen this happen multiple times. We've seen many times where stands have phased through things.
It just works.
Yeah,
it just works.
Sure.
Stands just work.
Sure. You can't get too hung up on these rules. You just won't make it through part 3.
No. You just have to roll with it. Okay, you have to go, sure, it's like the thing you have to go through.
Yeah.
So, yeah, then Kakyoin, uses his roots, because literally him just laying, like, a trap on the ground is, like, literally his, like, OP ability. It's stronger, that's stronger than Emerald Splash, because first, no one can deflect the Emerald Splash,
sure.
But as we learned, that's bullshit. So no one can, like, get past his roots on the ground, or his traps that he sets up.
Yeah.
He becomes more of a projectile, less of a projectile stand, and more of a trap stand.
Mm-hmm. Which I do like the visual. It is weird seeing Hierophant Green with legs. I get creeped out when I see him walking around.
Where the real one walks out like Bigfoot. Like
he does look like Bigfoot. But yeah, I do like the weird tendrils. I like how it's kind of like a techno-organic look. I think that's really cool.
Yes.
Very HR Giger.
And then we see Dan.
At this point, there's like dozens of lovers made of brain cells.
Well, luckily he was able to just find the real one with his trap somehow. Yeah. I guess he tickled the foot until one of them reacted, and then that's how he figured it out.
It started glowing. That's how he knew.
And then then we see Dan get like his head, just blood splurts out of his head, and
which is so great.
Yes, and then he gets lovers to retreat back to him, and that's when Dan just gets to his usual begging in front of Jotaro, which never ends well. And I
love how quickly he's just like, oh my god, I need to turn this around.
I need to get this back to Jotaro. And then Star Platinum grabs it like microscopic, like his eyes can see at the microscopic level.
Also, I just want to say, Steely Dan does start to lick Jotaro's shoes.
Yes.
This is the third time this has happened in part 3? At least the second.
Someone licking something.
I'm sure that there was at least one occasion where...
We had cherry licks, we had Ponarth licking toilets.
I mean specifically like feet being licked.
Yeah.
Didn't it happen last arc?
Probably.
I think.
Wheel of Fortune may have done that. I don't know, I feel like every bad guy he's beaten up has licked his feet and groveled in front of him.
Do you think Araki's got like a weird fetish?
He's got a shoe fetish. So, he somehow grabs. So just remember, so now on, we have this mindset of not only can he start finger, he can breathe in so much and grab stuff at, like, traveling very fast at the microscopic level. Like, you have to remember, this is like, this resume that Star Platinum has.
It's quite great.
And this is, like, not even its final form yet, either, which is, like... Oh my fucking god.
I do love that before he grabs it too, he yells, "Ora!" Like, and then he just like calmly like pinches it.
So yeah. And also Kakyoin tied it also when it eventually at some point, even though at some point it wasn't tied up, but
yeah, it's just these are just the things.
Because when it runs away to a little girl, it's like completely wrapped up in her, and Jotaro just ors him into a fucking building and then throw the receipt, which is that's the one-liner, it's the payoff.
It's really good.
Cue the CSI Miami theme.
It's really good.
Cue the Who.
I really do like that when he crushes him with his fingers, Steely Dan's arm and leg both immediately break because he's so tiny.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It sucks when you're long range, because usually like long range stands, sometimes they reflect and sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
So I guess for Steely Dan, that's why it sucks, because he can like if the stand gets hurt, it's. Also, I know he said, like, I could have been stealthy, but if he was stealthy, he could have literally, like, got them 10 minutes, each of them be dead. Like, because his plan was to take them out one by one.
If this was like a Hunter x Hunter thing, where it's a condition that you need to like tell someone about your power to have it work, but that's not how stands work. If he could have just killed him.
If he got Enya, or like he didn't kill Enya or something like that, he just like, oh, I put a stand in you, we let Enya go, and then we work together, Enya fucking has her stand out again.
Dio just has also, like no tolerance for failure.
Yeah, I guess so, but even then, he could have stayed hidden to kill Enya, and then, slowly kill the other 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like, or other 4, I guess. So, I don't know.
This is also...
Also, Joseph's, like, the one you probably shouldn't have gotten first. You probably could have gotten any of them first.
From like a power standpoint, definitely, but I think it was smart to go after Joseph because it's, like, the most emotional character to Jotaro. Yeah. And Jotaro is the threat. Like, Jotaro is the real threat here.
Yeah. Still.
And we get the infamous... This is, like, kind of legendary, actually. This is, like, what, a 3-page beatdown? So yeah, Jotaro does like a 3-page beatdown on an aura barrage on Steely Dan, launching him like
into a
2
building.
Stories upward into a building, and then he does the hilarious receipt thing.
Writes the receipt.
Very similar to in Mortal Kombat when
Johnny Cage does a fatality where he writes a thing to his greatest fan.
Yes.
It was more of his win pose, but I think it also was like a friendship of him just writing it. Then you get in your entire screen just be the photo of Johnny Cage.
And then they did it in the movie, in the first movie, the best one,
the best one, yes.
Where he kills Scorpion and then he signs his little headshot and throws it. I love that scene.
Scorpion got better in the second movie.
Sure.
So,
but yeah, this is because it's really funny looking back at this because like the whole like 7-page Muda that we get with Giorno later is like kind of a response to this scene. Like it's like, okay, this 3-page one was pretty epic, but
I feel this one was more deserved because there's more build up to it.
Yes.
And like, he's taking knowledge of all the horrible things he's done, where that one is more so this guy's an asshole, like a horrible asshole that not even the main villain likes.
Yeah.
And just like you kinda wanna see him die like that.
This one, it feels so good because like the way how cocky Steely Dan is here. He is such a dick.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's that's why I love this arc so much. It has like such a great payoff.
You get a great character moment for Jotaro and everything. It
shows that Jotaro likes his granddad. He loves Gigi. Like, he cares for him.
And like I think we said this earlier before we started recording, how it's just a chapter where everybody has their own thing to do in the chapter. Polnareff is kind of sucks in it. Like everybody had something to do, like had a role to play in this fight.
Yeah, Polnareff, even like before the fight, Polnareff still has like a funny comedy moment with Joseph. Like this is I think this is like some of the best use of characters Araki does. Like,
yes,
there's not really anything that's left on the floor.
It's fun to find, like, especially like kind of like the couple like the parts after it where like it's more one person in a group, rarely 2, but this is like everybody chipping in, like all 4 members of the Crusaders like working together. We don't really get that much in JoJo.
Yeah, it's because it does just become like, oh, Polnareff has to fight Death, whatever, or not Death. What's the one? The Devil.
Yeah,
which is like the worst one.
Like, or like if it's a group thing where everybody gets fucked up and then one person steps up and is the winner, like in like Tower of Grey.
Yeah,
it was literally just that for Kakyoin to show up, like the traps and everything.
Tower of Grey.
It's just it's nice to see everybody in a gang working together to fight one enemy like this and like equally doing a part instead of just all jobbing but one.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, we have the sun coming up though.
The sun will come up.
I think
tomorrow.
I think it's a very short arc though.
I believe it's 2 parts.
So
I believe it's
maybe we do episode on just that, or do we? Because
what follows the sun? Do you know?
Maybe the.
Is it Darby? It might be
the High Priestess, maybe?
Hold on.
No, because Darby is the first part of Egypt.
Oh, that's right.
I want to say the High Priestess. That's my guess. Or Oingo Boingo. No, Oingo Boingo is not that.
High Priestess is like the last one pre-Egypt.
Okay.
So, no, just
Are we almost out? Are we almost to Egypt?
I don't know. So right now, I think they're still in Pakistan. Last time I saw the map,
where are they? Middle East.
Hold on, the Sun Part 2.
Yes.
I'm trying to use...
it's
Death 13.
Oh, the baby.
The baby. Death 13 is a few chapters.
Yeah, we get the Freddy Krueger baby.
How many is
Mannish boy.
Manish Boy.
as
I
they
feel like
call
that's
it.
a long one. We'll
I feel
see.
like that's long. Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
We'll read the Sun and we'll see. Because, like, famously in the anime, didn't they make the Sun like 2 episodes?
It's 1 episode, I think.
Oh, it's just 1 episode?
I think it's just 1 episode. And it's just a joke episode.
Yeah.
It's literally going to be the weirdest thing.
Yeah, it's going to be... I only really remember the conclusion to the Sun.
Yeah, same.
Which is that Jotaro has special eyes.
And that Joseph says, "Oh my god," a lot.
Okay.
And son of a bitch.
He said a lot in this one, too.
It's
Son of a bitch!
Yeah. So, we'll have that coming up. But I'm excited to see. But we'll see how the Sun goes. Maybe we'll combine it with Death 13, because Death 13 is probably more to talk about than the Sun.
Yeah, that'll be really fun. I want to revisit that one a lot. I want to see how it looks in the manga.
Yeah, see how Manish Boy looks. And
Manish Boy.
And Baby Stan that you're going to be running on his arm.
I forgot he does that.
It's like the dumbest thing. It's equivalent of Raiden and MK9 saying he must win, where it's not very like descriptive of what you should do or what's going on.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So anything else? I mean, this is kind of a quick one, but it's just great.
It's a fun chapter.
Just I can't really complain about much.
This is why Steely Dan's one of the most memorable characters from Part 3.
He really is. He just dominates the arc. It's great.
Yes, and it's a good. They had to use it for a good reference then for actual good classic rock band. It's not just like a throwaway character name. Oh yeah, the Wheel of Fortune was ZZ. Like sure.
And wasn't Doctor Wu? Isn't Doctor Wu a Steely Dan song?
Maybe.
I'm gonna look that up really quick. I just think it's really funny that like
I'm not a Steely Dan expert. I know Steely Dan. I'm not like an expert of their music. Compared to other ones.
Yeah, so it's just really funny to me that like 25 years later, Rocky's still putting Steely Dan references in his work.
You gotta put in what you love.
Doctor Wu, great song. Great song. I love that song.
So, anything else?
No, I think we'll wrap it up here.
All right.
Join us next time for The Sun. Do you want to give me some plugs?
Yes. First of all, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff that comes with the YouTube algorithm and all that crap. Again, leave comments, especially as I said, what stand could benefit the most or from being able to shrink or grow with this power stand energy.
Thank you for reminding me that. Forgot about that.
You can, of course, join the Discord as well. You can watch any other videos like Jujutsu Kaisen videos or other JoJo videos or whatever else is on the channel. And you can follow the podcast on Twitter and me and Jim separately as well.
I'm at King Protus.
And I'm at Gokakun, or you follow at Jokakaka, just Jokakaka or just Jokakaka
It's
Podcast?
Jokakaka Podcast.
I thought
At Jokakaka Podcast.
I am too many Kas.
Follow for lots of posts about Chainsaw Man.
Nowadays, yeah.
Because that's all I'm excited about.
We're excited now until all the Jolene PNGs 2s come out.
All the Jolene PNGs drop next week.
Yeah. So I think that's about everything. We'll see you next time with maybe The Sun, or maybe Death 13. We'll see how it goes.
All right. Thank you so much. And goodbye.
Will we crusade to the dream realm?
Freddy Krueger.
My favorite.